This is a step-by-step tutorial on how to create a Common App account. First, you're going to search Common Application. You're going to want to select commonapp.org. Once you get to the website, hit Create an Account, which is in the right-hand corner. It's going to bring you to a page where it says Let's Get Started. There'll be 4 different options: first year student, transfer student, education professional, or parent or other adult. You're going to select what's applicable for you. For this example, I'm going to select first year student. Once you do so, you're going to enter your email address, your desired password, and more information at the bottom. Make sure that you put this information in properly. At the bottom, it's going to ask for your name, your last name, phone number, date of birth, and address. The last 2 questions are important as well. Make sure you answer them properly. One asks about if you currently reside in the European Union, and the second one asks how can they best describe you. Whether you're applying as a first-year student and plan to start college in 2021 or 2022, or you're planning to start college in 2023 or 2024 and beyond. The last 2 areas to check off are what you would desire if you like Common Application to contact you, and you would receive information in your email or even text messages from the website. The last box is just checking off the terms of use and privacy policy. Once you do all these steps, make sure you hit the blue button in the right-hand corner on the bottom, which says Create an Account. This video will be a step-by-step tutorial on how to insert your education and family information into Common App. First, you're going to go to the Common App website, click on the Common App tab, and select the second tab under Profile labeled Family. The first section under Family is about the household. It will ask your parents' marital status as well as who you make your permanent home with. In addition to this, it will ask if you have any children. Depending on your answer, it will provide a Parent 1 tab or a Parent 2 tab. Complete this section as well. It asks for basic information for your parents' name and their contact information. The last section will ask about their education level. You would do the same if Parent 2 is involved in your life as well. The last section is about siblings. Answer this accordingly. It's very similar to the Parent section where you would state your siblings' names as well as their last name, in addition their age. Next is the Education tab. This section is all about stating the current high school you attend. What you can do is scroll through the list to find your high school, or you can type your high school's name in the high school name box. Your high school name should appear and you should be able to select it, but if you do have some issues, you can select I don't see my high school in this list, or if you're homeschooled, you could select that option. Then you'll proceed forward and enter the date you started high school. Then it will ask basic questions, whether the high school is a boarding school or if you plan on graduating from that school you stated. It will then ask your graduation date. Then it will ask if any of the options selected above has affected your progression through or since secondary/high school. Do your best to complete this section. If there are no changes throughout your high school education and you plan on graduating on time, you would select no change in progression. But if your plans have slightly changed and you're going to take time off, a gap year, or you're graduating early or late, please indicate that here. If you have attended other high schools that you weren't able to indicate before, this is the section where you could do so. The next section, labeled Colleges and Universities, will ask if you've ever taken any coursework at another college or university. If so, indicate that here. For this next section, it will be helpful if you take out your academic transcript to look at your courses. It's going to ask your graduating class size. In addition, it will ask about the class rank, the GPA scale, and your cumulative GPA. All this information is on your transcript. The next tab is labeled Current or Most Recent Year Courses. This is where your transcript is very helpful. You will indicate all the courses you've taken. It would be ideal to have your transcript out at this moment so that when you're filling out this section, you could glance back at it. This section will ask for the course name, the subject, the level, and when in your schedule it was. Once you finish putting in all your courses under that section, the next tab is labeled Honors. Under the Honors section, it will ask if you wish to report any honors related to your academic achievements. If yes, you'll select yes. If no, you'll select no. This is the section where you would indicate anything you've received related to the Dean's List or special awards given at school or even the National Honor Society would go here. The next tab underneath Honors is labeled Community-Based Organizations. This tab is asking if any organization has provided you with free assistance in your application process. If so, you would list the number of organizations that have assisted, and if not, you will select 0. After you finish completing the Community-Based Organizations tab, the next one underneath it is called Future Plans. Future Plans is just about collecting data. Common App would like to get a better idea of all the applicants that are applying for college at this time and what they desire to do in the future. It's okay if you don't know what you're going to do next. You could indicate that here, or if you have something in mind, you could also write it here. This is a step-by-step tutorial on how you can add your activities to your Common App account. First, you're going to click the tab Common App, and then underneath that tab, you'll hit Activities. Right away, it's going to ask if you would like to report any activities. You're going to hit Yes if you do wish to do so. Next, you're going to start by filling out the first activity that you do in your free time. In this example, it's an athletic team, specifically the basketball team, but here you will insert your activity that you do. Remember to check the college app's curriculum and watch the lessons as well as complete the activities to make sure that you complete this section to the best of your ability and that you're reporting activities that will boost your profile. Under this section, it's going to ask the grade levels where you participated in this activity, the time it takes per week, and when during the year you participated in it. Make sure that you're inputting this information in properly. And lastly, it asks your intention. Do you plan on doing this in college? Under this activity section, you could input at least 10 activities, so make sure that you're considering all the activities and planning them out before you put them in the system. Is all about adding your test scores to the Common App. The first thing you're going to do is go to the Common App tab. Under the Common App tab, you're going to click on Testing. The first question is asking, would you like to self-report your scores to colleges in addition to sending over the official documents? The colleges will receive your official documents from the standardized test organizations, but they also will see your scores on Common App. As you can see, I selected yes. Once you select yes, there's a follow-up question. For this follow-up question, it's simply asking what standardized test scores would you like to self-report. Here I'm inserting the SAT test and the ACT test. You can report tests that you've already taken and tests you plan on taking in the future. Even if you haven't taken the test yet, it allows you to indicate that you're going to take it in the future and select the date that you're going to take it. The next question is geared towards international students. If you're a domestic student, you typically would answer no. The first tab underneath test taken is the ACT test. It allows me to select the number of scores I wish to report. Then it asks following questions related to the standardized test. Fill in this information to the best of your ability and make sure that it's accurate. You can go to the standardized testing websites to double check your scores as well as when you took the test. Once that section is completed, I hit continue. The next section is the SAT test. It's the same process of indicating how many scores I'd like to report, as well as specific information that's related to the test. Once again, you could go to the organization's website to see your score if you don't remember it all by memory. This tutorial will show you how to add your college essay to your Common App account. First, you are going to go to the Common App website, select the Common App tab, and select the Writing tab. Under this section, you will see it says Personal Essay. You're going to first make sure that the first box is checked off. This is acknowledging that you're going to submit your personal essay to any college that requires it. The next section below is where all the prompts are listed. You get to decide what prompt you're going to choose for your college essay. Make sure when you choose your prompt that you answer the question in its entirety and that you write an essay that's no more than 650 words. 650 words is your limit, it's not your goal, so if you do decide to write 400 words or 500 words, that's okay. As long as you write more than 250 words, that's acceptable. Once you decide on the prompt that you're going to use for your essay, you then can import your essay in or write your essay on the Common App. In this example, I'm going to show you how to import your essay in. As you can see on Common App, it lets you know how many words your essay is. When I imported this one in, it says 644 words out of 650 words. Also, on Google Docs, I can check to see how many words this essay is. Once I successfully imported in the essay, I hit continue. This next section is very important after the essay. It's additional information. This information is all about COVID-19 and the impact it has made. If you personally have been affected by COVID-19 and wish to share more on the topic and how it's affected your personal life, you can hit yes. If no, hit no. The last question is very similar. It's all about an unforeseen circumstance that might have happened in your life or something that you feel like you should reflect in your application that you weren't able to reflect yet. This is where you would hit yes, and then you could describe the circumstance or the situation that you had to go through. This tutorial will show you how to add all the colleges you desire to apply to onto your Common App account. The first thing you're going to do is go to the College Search tab. Once you open up the tab, you will begin to type in the name of the university you would like to add to your list. As you begin to type in the name of the school, you'll see it pop up. To add it to your list, you just hit the plus and it'll turn into a green check mark. That means it was successfully added to your college list. Once it's added to the list of colleges you want to apply to, you'll be able to find it under My Colleges. When you click on the tab of the school you want to look at, it will show you a list of information. It will display application fees, the recommendations required, as well as the writing requirements. It's always great to look at this page, but it's also necessary to go through the application itself to see if there's any additional supplementals that weren't mentioned on this initial information page. Now I'm going into the American University application. To start my application, I have to select the preferred time that I'd like to start college, as well as the admission plan. In addition, there are more questions asked under this section specifically by this university. One section that you always want to look through is the writing section. On the information page, it did not mention that there would be a supplemental essay, but here you can see there is a supplemental essay that is required for the application. Always make sure to look through each application in depth and to complete all the questions asked. Once you complete each section, it will display the green check mark. Another important section to look at is the recommenders and FERPA section. First, in order to add in your recommenders, that might be your teachers or counselors or advisors, you first need to complete the FERPA release authorization. This allows outside parties, such as your counselor, teachers, and recommenders, parents, or advisors, to be able to submit their recommendations to help you go forward in this process. So make sure that you do this. You'll hit the Complete Release Authorization button. This is acknowledging that your school can release your records and recommendations to the colleges you're applying for. Once you do this, you'll date the document and sign it. The first thing you will do is hit the blue button, which states Invite Recommenders. Once you do this, you'll insert basic information with the person's email address as well as their name, and you repeat the following steps when you want to insert a counselor or a teacher or another recommender.